What was a huge trend that everyone forgot about? That era during the 2000s/early 2010s, when every popular song got an Alvin and the Chipmunks cover. Still can't believe we survived that. Which chipmunk is getting the best head? Farmville. All of my aunts let their young children create Facebook accounts just so they could send themselves gifts through them. My Facebook feed used to be full of pictures of everyone's farms. The California raisins were freaking huge for about a year, like 1988 or 1989. I heard it through the grapevine as Performed by the Raisins was on the radio, and Eddie's did a promotional thing with their kids' meals, where you got these cool little figurines of the members playing their respective instruments. I had quite a few of them. Remember that claymation Christmas special with the raisins? Gasp. My dad recorded that for you when I was like 3 or 4, I think. Maybe younger. In a hoe. I watched that tape every Christmas until the tape got around 2006. I was 16. It was just tradition at that point. The best part was seeing how much the commercials changed over 15 or so years. In the 1950s there was a fad that was teens seeing how many of themselves they could stuff into a phone booth. In the early 2000s, my brother and his friends found a phone booth at the dump and brought it to my parents' house. They used it for all kinds of shenanigans, including cramming people in while they were in high school. It was the highlight of the decor of his first apartment. I think one of his roommates took it when they moved out. When I started college in the mid-zeros, almost everyone had a BlackBerry, the Crackberry era. We'd be messaging each other on BBM all the time and all that. By senior year those phones weren't even a passing thought on our minds. It's impressive how quickly it changed. And all the phones you could slide out a full-size keyboard. It felt like such an upgrade not to have clicked a button several times for one letter. Though I did get super quick at texting using them and felt so accomplished I could do it without looking down. Those rubber bracelets teenagers would wear that apparently had to do with sex. I hope someone knows what I'm talking about. The trends that old people think are going on are always far more exciting and dramatic than the actual trends. Kids today are drinking a lot of orange juice, so we need to figure out what they are trying to communicate to each other about their sexual and narcotic preferences with their orange juice. We should just ban orange juice to be safe. Live Strong bracelets. Jelly shoes. Using 20 to 30 tiny butterfly clips to accent hairstyles. Those little clips did nothing but become hazards once dropped on the floor. Waterbeds. Watching media from the back ATS and you'd think they were in every home. My parents still have one and have slept on that same one longer than I've been alive, 31 years. They last a long ass time if you take care of them. Ed Hardy clothes. I went to Vegas for a bachelorette party in 2007 and there was an Ed Hardy convention at Caesar's Palace. Hypes you not. Thousands of guys looking like Jersey Shore. Those bracelets that made you more stable/balanced or pulled toxins out of your wrist. Power balance bands. I remember when all the cool kids at my school had those. There was this kid at my school who claimed that it made him run faster. AOL chat rooms with strangers and the teen chat. Also, aim and putting up intricate away messages that included your friends and googling aim away message templates and ps. Damn. I feel old as ps now. You'll remember the sidekick with aim pre-installed? I remember seeing how long my crush had been away from his computer and imagining all of the amazing things he could be doing. Crackle nail polish LMAO. Wow. I really forgot about this. I think I still have some of that stuff. Metrosexual. Those sticky rubber strings with a foot or hand on, and you put it on your finger like a ring and throw the foot or hand at a wall, and it would stick. You could get them from 20p machines in the early 2000s. And then they immediately get all dirty and hairy and gross. Segways were going to change the world. Even though Segways didn't, the guy who formed the company behind the Segway, Dean Kamen, has. Even though he's not normally recognized for it. You know, Coke freestyle machines were invented by him? They were based off one of his many medical inventions. Edit. Because everyone is bashing Dean Kamen for sucky freestyle machines. Kamen was only responsible for the initial design. Source. A team of 6 engineers are responsible for what you have today. The freestyle machine was commissioned by Coca-Cola, so Kamen could afford to produce a new water purification device. Dean Kamen's inventions aren't as simple as Coke machines. No, he's invented many items that aren't as easily recognizable. Among these is the auto syringe, the first practical insulin pump, though it's used for chemotherapy as well for use by the general public. He also started 4 levels of school robotics competitions that have gotten massive over the last few years. Dean Kamen is a fascinating dude. He was profiled on 60 Minutes a while back and has his own island, North Dumpling Island, that has seceded from the Union. His house there is equipped with helicopter hangars and secret passages. Really seems to be having the most fun amongst rich, successful people. Rainbow Loom. Everyone had like a gazillion different little rubber bands. I still find them around my house. Oh god. I worked at Michael's when these first hit the market and people went bananas. They were super strict about how many each store could get, when they could be on the floor, never using coupons, or naturally by the time supply caught up with demand the trend was dying and we couldn't get rid of them. Butterfly clips, cucumber melon bath and body works spray, dream or grass spray from the Gap. Gaming websites in general. Podder Pocket, Missine, Cool Math Games, Pop Tropica, Webkins, Startles, Jelga Games, although I'm pretty sure that last one game my computer viruses. I don't have any kids and my little sister is 14, so maybe it's just that I'm not around it, but I feel like kids don't play gaming websites anymore. There are too many easily accessible F2P games now. Flash games were absolutely essential growing up though. The Forbidden Dance circa 1991. Personalized ringtones. I rarely hear anyone with custom ringtones now. Bluetooth earpiece for calls. I use customized ringtones for each family member. Then again, I'm old. Ditto. When I'm working construction, I want to know if I'll let it go to voicemail or if it's a text I really need to read as soon as possible. The Norma Norma Kid. Rest peacefully, my sweet prince. Fingerboards. I still have my tech deck. I had a whole park. When I was little I was all about it. Being older, I'm gonna go with Cabbage Patch Kids. I remember seeing moms about to brawl with each other over those damn things. Remember, each doll was different, so it wasn't just grabbing one off the shelf and being satisfied that you got one. People wanted to pick through every one on the shelf and find the one they liked the best. If 2 women saw the same one at the same time, oh boy, here we go. Yeah, my sister had some Cabbage Patch dolls. I remember they had Xavier Roberts stenciled on their butt cheeks. What about Pound Puppies? Or Popples? Lol. I saw a little girl walking out of Target the other day holding a box that said Pound Puppies, and I was flung back to my childhood. I guess they're selling them again. The logo looked exactly the same. I loved Popples. Burning custom CDs. I'm still burning CDs like it's 2003. Zoot suits. Girls wearing huge belts right under their breasts. Yes, I did take part on this as well. / edit. Since there has been some confusion about what I mean, here are a couple of examples. Otto_pet4/S3XB2GWXR3I/Arnie/S_score/do3LTCO/W1200H630PK no new/. Yes, this was a thing. They were giant and we looked like pilgrims. There are so damn many trends in history that get forgotten about. I've written about that time when Frenchmen used to pretend to get butthole surgery because they thought it was cool before. But history is littered with stuff that was in until it suddenly wasn't. Take, for example, Shields green. It was the go-to color for about 100 years after its invention in 1775. If you've ever wondered why dresses and wallpapers in Regency and Victorian period dramas often tend to have that vivid green color, Shields green is why. The only problem is that it was made of ps, which is pretty damn toxic. There have long been rumors, in fact, that the ps-laden wallpaper in Napoleon's bedroom caused the cancer that would later kill him/death. Oscar Wilde's famous and possibly apocryphal deathbed epigram "This wallpaper and I are fighting a duel to the death. Either it goes, or I do," might have been a little more literal than intended in some cases. It's wild that Wikipedia has an article about a color without any pictures. Here it is. Edit. I haven't messed with uploading images to Wikipedia, or looked into how they'd want the page formatted. Here's an img link. Edit 2. Wikis updated. We did it, Reddit. Well, Stamor 123 did it. Tramp stamps. If you were around 18 between 1998 to 2004. Source. Graduated high school in 2001 and had a butterfly on my lower back. The Germans call them Arschchewy or ass antlers, which is the most fitting name ever. In Hungary it is Ribbenkränzen, which translates to ups number plate. However, I love the German too, and the fact that this has so many funny names. Edit. Spelling. Thank you for the silver, my first award. There's no better testament that humanity should be unified than knowing there's a word for tramp stamp in other languages. Pet rocks. Mood rings. Chia pets. It's peanut butter jelly time. All your base are belong to US. The Reds and baby bangs. Yo, remember those little plastic butterfly clips from the 90s? Remember the metal ones that had little springs under the wings so they would flap when you moved your head? I used to pull my hair back in a messy bun and then pin like 100 of those things all over my head, like Up's display rack in a Claire's. Shudder. Same. But there's no shudder about it. We looked fantastic, and that time in history contains some of my favorite memories lol. Hypercolor shirts. The ones that change color when you wear them. You weren't anyone unless you had one. Now no one remembers. That weird time when everything was mustache themed. Oh, and bacon themed. Neopets. 10-year-old me pretended to be sick so I could stay home and grab some limited edition Neopet once. I miss the days when I would be excited for each day to harvest the daily free omelette and free jelly. I miss refreshing the pound in hopes of a painted pet. And then after a billion refreshes you see one, click on it, and turns out someone clicked before you. Flappy Bird. Didn't the guy who created it kill it? He created the game using a pirated version of Game Maker Studio. After the game got worldwide fame, Yo-Yo Games threatened to sue him for unlicensed use of the studio. So he took it down. He eventually re-released it in 2014 as an Amazon App Store exclusive, which is why you and nobody else heard about it. BTW Game Maker Studio is fantastic for 2D games. Everything from Hotline Miami to Risk of Rain came from there, but it's easy enough that I was making my own games in it when I was 14. It's me, I thought he put it down because of the death threats and he received. I think that's what he said when he initially took it down. But I wonder if that was just to cover his ass for the piracy. There was a video that went into detail on why he killed it, though the lawsuit never came up, and during the entire time that it was popular he hated all the attention he was receiving. Every other comment he made was in the vein of, lol, you guys ruined my life. Inflatable furniture was all the rage in the 90s. My sister and I got an inflatable couch for Christmas. The basement flooded that year and we used it to float around down there. It was awesome. We all float down here. You'll float too. End of the world in 2012 according to the Mayan calendar. This was huge, and then completely forgotten real quick. Those weird hoverboard things from 2015. My kids still love their hoverboards, and so do their friends. I occasionally see them on the campus I work at too, although electric scooters have become more normal. Pogs. Remember Alf? He's back, in Pog form. From a 90s-early 2000s perspective as a girl. Scarves as belts. Glittery scarves. Bandanas. Pegs/paper clips as earrings. Flare jeans. Leopard print meant you were cool. Screensavers on brick phones. Bluetoothing them to friends. Singster at sleepovers. Joke books. The stress of Limuire. Hilary Duff and Mary Kate and Ashley themed movies/clothes/Macup. May those trends rest in peace and never come back. Limuire was basically unprotected sex with the internet. No kidding. Before I knew I could download YouTube videos as MP3s, I was obsessed with Limuire in 2006-07. I'll never forget that feeling I got when I actually found the song I was looking for free. I can't imagine what kind of viruses got into my parents' computer. I also remember Morpheus and Kazaa. I remember my younger cousins downloaded Morpheus on my grandparents' computer and my grandpa was pissed. I had been a Limuire addict for a while in 2006 when I discovered torrents. You could download entire freshly releases games for free. I had been obsessed with TES 4, Oblivion ever since the E3 2005 demos. Compared to Morrowind, it looked like real life. I watches those demos easily 100 times. For months my thoughts were consumed. But my mom wouldn't buy me new games, so I had little chance of getting it when it came out though. Then I learned I could torrent. Anyways, I've already digressed too much. I found BitTorrent without knowing better, and for days I'd get home from school and watch all 4 GBs of that baby download at like 9 kbps. Hammer pants, hyper collar shirts, wrist slappers, tickle me Elmo, Furbies, Tamagotchis, shirts with Looney Tunes characters, shirts with gangster Looney Tunes. Tough kids at my middle school all had those. Daffy Duck with iced out hands and a Glock looking at a Bugs Bunny with brass knuckles. Candy necklaces, baby bottle pop, beanbag chairs, dark red lipstick, lip liner, fruit flavored lip gloss. All the early 2000s hairstyles that Lizzie McGuire wore. Any dance craze that's not the cha-cha slide.